If you're into independent movies like I am, you may have heard of a movie that just came out called Limbo. It premiered at TIFF to wondrous praise and even got nominated for a couple BAFTAs. Basically, the film follows a bunch of Syrian refugees in a Scottish island waiting to be granted asylum in the UK and a government that doesn't seem to care about them. The trailer came out and it gave off a more comedic vibe that felt similar to Wes Anderson, but with the film that I saw, there is a Wes Anderson vibe in terms of aesthetic, but the film does a wonderful job making the style its own thing. Yes, the shot composition and framing may seem very Wes Anderson and even Taika Waititi-esque, but director Ben Sherrick manages to make every shot matter and make the aesthetic of the film make sense. I could be wrong, but I believe the film's cinematography is to show how lonely these refugees feel in a land that's supposed to make you believe that it's objectively beautiful. This is one of the most beautiful looking movies I've ever seen. For a film with a 1.33 to 1 aspect ratio, the film always feels very wide. There were like 7 different moments in this film that as I was watching, I just thought, wow, what an amazing shot. But even with the heavenly cinematography, the film still does a great job in making you feel the isolation that these refugees are feeling. All with its cinematography, if that makes any sense. Limbo is a much more slow and quiet film than I was expecting, but after seeing the film, I can't imagine the film being presented in any other way. I hope this makes sense, but the deadpan expressions, the lack of music, and the lack of emotion on these characters only adds to the emotional elements of the film. It gives the audience the experience that these refugees experience. It gives you that sense of depression and hopelessness that they have. With a concept like Syrian refugees waiting to be granted asylum in a country that may not want them, you may assume that this is a really depressing, almost hopeless film, and it is for the most part, but the film doesn't shy away from its comedic moments. With the comedic elements, the film doesn't make fun of the situation that these refugees are in. It makes fun of the people dehumanizing them. The comedic elements of the film is meant to show the ridiculousness of discrimination and how pathetic the people who do discriminate are. But you shouldn't be mistaken. The trailer might trick you to believe that this is a comedy flat out, but it's not a comedy. The film takes its subject matter incredibly seriously, so much in fact that I can safely say that the trailer mismarkets the actual film. But the film that we got was so beautiful and respectful. In my opinion, what makes Limbo work is not just the aesthetic that the film has to offer, but it's how Ben Sherrick uses the filmmaking to give us perspective. Limbo is 100% a tribute to the refugees that go through this in real life, and is a criticism of those who discriminate. Ben Sherrick's direction is wonderful, Amir Al-Mazri is wonderful, the dialogue is wonderful, the cinematography is wonderful. Everything about this is absolutely wonderful. And what's sad is that it'll probably be forgotten about before the year ends, but take this with what you will, Limbo deserves your attention. It's my favorite movie of the year so far, and it deserves to be remembered. I'll definitely be watching this a million times.